Okay guys, we're here at the spot and I thought I could be a little better shooting here than shooting in front of my house. So first part of this, I'm just gonna give my review, all my information about what I had done to the car, what needs to be done, and maintenance and all that. So I have to see if I still have my DMs and questions from Instagram on here. And guys, that's a good way of getting in contact with me. Plenty of people are DMing me questions about the turbos. I answer the questions, but now I'm gonna go back in the video and answer the questions again in case any of the viewers have the same questions. But Chris is gonna throw the Instagram up somewhere here, maybe right above my hand. I don't know, something like that. But a lot of these questions are through Instagram and some are through the comments on YouTube, but I'm just gonna go back and answer them through the video. 1 second. Alright, but before I go to the questions, I'm gonna give you what mods I had to do in order for these turbos to run properly, what oil I have to run, what tune, and all that fancy stuff. So let's get ready for it. Alright, first thing I want to go over is my spark plugs. I'm running a step 2 colder spark plug for all 6 plugs in my car, of course. And then my coil packs, I'm running, I think, Delhi coil packs. I heard they're good stuff. So spark plugs, step 2 colder, and then I have Delhi coil packs. My injectors, that was a disgusting price to pay. When I first got the turbos done in the car, I had my Index 1 injectors, and it wouldn't have been pretty to run the turbos with my Index 1 injectors. So I had my person that did the work on my car, I had him go to his BMW guy or one of his part suppliers, and I paid for 6 Index 12 injectors. This is where it gets bad. The price for 6 Index 12 injectors was about I don't want to do the math wrong and get in trouble. 1 second. I bought 6 injectors, and they were about $330 each. So that's about $1,900, $2,000 just in injectors. So I bought 6 injectors, Index 12, for about $2,000. But they're the newest injector BMW has, so I'm like, I might as well spend the money and get the newest, safest thing for the car. But the injectors were costly. The spark plugs coil packs weren't that expensive, a couple $100, I think. My ECU I wound up changing to in the car for the turbos because I used to have the MSD 80 ECU, which is for the pre-LCI BMWs from I think 07 and early 08. I could be wrong, but the MSD 80 ECU really wasn't the best. But the reason it wasn't the best was because of the MOSFETs in the ECU get old and they fry out. But I didn't want to change the MOSFETs. You could change the MOSFETs for $20, something like that. But I would rather just I bought a whole new ECU through Vader Solutions. Good people there, they helped me out big time with the turbo upgrade and all that. And I never even met them in person. I think they're out in California. Omar over there is really cool. But they helped me all through text and email. They shipped me my new ECU, which is the MSD 81, which is the newer LCI BMWs. But like I said, if you don't want to spend the extra money to get a new ECU, you could just change the MOSFETs. But the ECU went from MSD 80 to MSD 81. And then a proper tune. Here we go. The proper tune here, I spoke to the people at Dynamic Autowerx, and they recommended not like a regular MHD tune was okay, but they said you're better off going with a full custom tune. So the tune, I did do MHD stage 2 plus, I'm sorry. But instead, I also went to Wedge Performance. They helped me tune the car. Once again, it was all over email. But the tune is a stage 2 custom flash of MHD, which is pretty cool, and it was all over email again. And with Wedge, I think it's they give me a year to free flash the car, if you want to call it that. I don't really know what to call it, but so I told them my mods, I told them the turbos, I told them everything I had done. They sent me a base tune, and then if I went into the MHD, I downloaded through my email, get it down to MHD, and then put it onto the car. It was easy as that. But then I have an option. I could run the numbers in my car. I could log all the information, email the information back to them, and they could fine-tune the car for me to make it faster, smoother, all that. And then, since I'm talking about tune right now, Horsepower wise, I'm not 100% sure what I'm at. I have yet to get the car dynoed, but if I had to guess, the car feels like I'm at, like, I'd say like low 400, something like that. Let me sit down. I'm not trying to crease my shoes, but let's see what I had. I was talking about tune. I'd say like low 400 horsepower for a tune right now, I think. But right now the car is built for 650, 700. All I would need to do is probably go meth. 93 I'm running right now in the car, which is like super, supreme, whatever you guys want to call it. But it's 93. And I'd say on 93 I'm pushing about low 400 maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. I have yet to get the car dynoed. But like I said, the car is built for like 600, 700. I have upgraded turbo inlets, upgraded outlets, spark plugs, coil packs, injectors. The whole 9 yards is done to the car. But the inlets and outlets was like, it wasn't mandatory, but it was highly recommended to get done. So I might pop the hood, I might show you the inlets and outlets. It's hard to see. The inlets you can see, but the outlet it's hard to see because the turbos are a bottom mount, which is a little upsetting. I spent like $2,400 on the turbo kit, and the speaking of turbo kit, 1 second. I forgot I have the paperwork for all the add-ons I did for the car. I'm just gonna go read it out loud to you guys. If you're up on the page, it will show you all the add-ons you can add on to the turbos besides going just the turbos. I did the black ceramic coat exhaust manifolds. They were $199 extra, 200 bucks. I got the installation kit, which I'm pretty sure came with all the hardware pieces and all that, which is kind of mandatory. The install kit was an additional $189. And then I got the 2-inch VRSF inlets, which was $200. The high flow outlets that were 2 inch as well were $180. And then I also paid for the race thrust bearing assembly, which supposedly made the turbos like more reliable, something like that. And then I also got compressor covers, wrinkle black, which was $65 extra. So the grand total between the turbo and all those extra parts came out to $2,327.90. So that's it for the car. It was about $2,000. A little expensive, but like I said, I didn't get just the turbos. I got the turbos and all those add-ons, because if I was spending the money on turbos, I wanted everything else to be up to notch. So inlets, outlets, and all those other upgraded parts in addition, I did to the car. Next topic I have down here is oil. BMW, especially this N54 that I have, N54s are known for like burning oil as they drive, nothing crazy, but like the thicker the oil, the better, I read. So right now my car has 7 quarts of liquid moly. It's a 5W40 for oil. The oil itself, the oil is pretty expensive. I spend like $120 just in oil. But once again, like I said like 5 times already, the turbo is like expensive as anything. The whole job is expensive. So now I'm running the car right. Maintenance I'm doing right. Liquid moly 5W40 is what's recommended for this car because it's the thickest, like best oil I've heard. So that's the oil. If you have anything else, shoot it at me. I'm down to look at it, maybe not try it, but my car, 7 quarts of 5W40 liquid moly. Alright, so the first question I have here is it worth getting aftermarket turbos? Did it make a huge difference speed-wise? Alright, so that question right there. My car definitely is a lot faster now. Like I said, with the turbos, I could push, like, if I wanted to, with a better tune, a more aggressive tune, I could push like 650 about to the wheels. But right now, I'm probably about like low 4s, if I had to guess. But that's how my car definitely did get faster. But he said, is it worth getting aftermarket? Is it worth it? It depends on what you want to do. If you want a fast car, if you want to, like, I never race my car. make fun of me, call me what you want, but I don't race the car. I respect it. Racing is not the most legal thing to do. I just put the turbos in just for like a little fun here and then, a pull, but I don't race this car. But if you're gonna race the car, I don't recommend it. But if you do, upgraded turbos are the way to go. The car is a lot faster now. But the whole reason I did upgraded turbos was one of my stock turbos was blowing and it went bad on me. So I had no choice. Like, stock turbos from BMW were like 1,800, $2,000, something like that, because my car didn't fall under the warranty. It was 2009 and newer for new turbos with free warranty, but my car's an 07, so I didn't get that warranty. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go upgraded turbos. I didn't want to go no eBay, like eBay cheap Chinese brands, no offense to anyone running those, but I wanted something a little bit better, but I didn't want to spend the money of going Pures or going Vargas. So I found Dynamic Autowerx. They were a little cheaper than the Vargas and Pure, so I'm like, let's send it, let's do it. It's not necessary to run upgraded turbos, but personally, I was like, if I'm putting new turbos in the car, I might as well go aftermarket. Let's see what I have for the next question here. Are you getting any wastegate rattle issues? I got the same turbos and they rattle a bit. My car, no. I have no rattle issues, no wastegate issues, nothing. If you have any issues like rattling or something like that, that I'm not too sure about. Maybe call Dynamic Autowerx, try to get in contact with them. I don't know how that's gonna work. Did you have to go PI to get decent power, or did you go stock fueling? Okay, he said, am I at like 550 horsepower? Right now, I'm still on 93, which is what we call it here in New York. I don't know where they call it in different places. Some places I know don't have 93. They have like other gas types. But right now, my car's on 93, and I'm saying I'm pushing like low 400. But I could probably say like on 93, I could probably get 500 to the wheels with this car and the mods and the turbos. But the car is built for, I'd say 650, but that had to be on meth. That's that question. How much power are you making and what PSI and what fuel? Okay, here we go again. My power, right now I'm on 93, and I'm probably saying I'm about low 400, give or take. I haven't got the car dynoed yet. The PSIs on my turbos are from Dynamic Autowerx. I'm pretty sure it's either 10 or 12 PSI per turbo. If I crank these turbos up to 18 to 21, then I would have my 600, 650 horsepower. But right now, I'm chilling at the factory PSI, which is either 10 or 12 from Dynamic Autowerx, I'm not sure. But like I said, I have to talk to my tuner, Wedge, and they can up the PSI in the turbo, and I'd have more horsepower. But right now, I'm happy with my 400. Let me get off my butt. It's burning on the blacktop. Back to here. Next question. How do they feel compared to stock? They feel a lot faster. And when I look at my rear view, when I'm backing up my car at the reverse camera, I don't see any smoke. So in my case, that's awesome, because my stock turbo blew, so I had smoke coming out everywhere, every day. You know what, Chris? Throw the video up of the smoke on the screen. Let them see some smoke. It was terrible. That's the whole reason I got the turbos, because my stock turbo went bad. Let's see. Power difference stock. Any issues? So far, I've had no issues. Like I said, I've had the turbos in for like maybe 10 or 11 months, just under a year. That's why I held off on making this video for so long, is because I didn't want to do like, oh, I got the turbos 2 months ago, here's my review. I wanted to wait a little bit. I wanted to see how they would last for a year, or 2 years, something like that. But since there was such a high demand in the video, I shot it 10 months, a little shy of a year. But the turbos so far are running great. I want to throw it out there. This is my opinion based on what happened to me. After I got the turbos, I ran an MHD tune with aggressive burple. Like, I'm telling you, it was aggressive as all hell. I loved it. But after like a month or two, after a month or two of running that tune, I started getting a little bit of blue smoke out of my exhaust, which is oil. I read that running a burp platoon on a turbo car or an N54 in general, it damages the turbo seals a little bit and causes oil to get in and burn off. So after running the aggressive MHD burp platoon, I did have a little bit of oil burn off. So I turned off the tune immediately, and a week later the smoke stopped. I wouldn't really call it a smoke, I call it a light blue tint coming from my exhaust. It stopped right after I turned off the burp platoon. I have yet to figure out if the burp platoon was causing the smoke. I have to do an experiment. I'll do that on a video at a later date. But as of now, the burp platoon was my only hiccup with the turbos. But I turned it off until I figure it out at a later date. That's my only issue so far. Let's see. Keeping the turbo healthy, just running the proper oil and not beating the hell out of the car every day. The proper oil is like a 5W40, something thick, rich, and just I don't recommend beating the hell out of it every so often. Every so often I do a crazy nice pull. I have fun. If someone pulls up next to me and like they're trying to play, we'll play a little bit. But I don't beat the hell out of this car every day because I respect the car personally, and that's one of my best ways of getting it done. Also, it says to keep the turbos healthy, run the proper modifications. Like right here, it was recommended to run inlets and outlets upgraded, not stock, for more airflow and all that. So I would definitely recommend that. Yes, it's more expensive, but it's recommended to make the turbos run healthier. So why not? Inlets and outlets. Try to get those done. Let's see what else I got. And no, these turbos are not just plug and play. If you have a stock setup, I would not recommend throwing these turbos in and just going to town. Like I repeated myself, but I'm just answering every single question I have here. Is it plug and play? No, it's not plug and play. You could probably plug and play it, but I would recommend inlets and outlets yet again. Don't just plug and play these turbos. You need a proper tune as well. Don't run these turbos without a tune because probably bad things will happen. Let's see what else we got. Alright, here I have is this car with the turbos safe to daily? What's your tune and what PSIs? So here we go again, guys. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but I want to answer everyone's question. So if they do watch this video, they see I answered their question. Yes, I daily this car. It's my only car, but I've been dailying it with the new turbos for like 10 months now. Yes, I'm sitting in front of my car at the camera. You don't gotta stare, buddy. But here we go. I daily the car. I've been dailying it for 10 months with the new turbos. The only hiccup, like I said, was the burp platoon, which I turned off for now until I fix it and understand what's wrong. But I daily it. My PSI in the turbos, like I said, is from 10 to 12 PSI, stock from the factory. And yeah, I would recommend it to daily. It's a fun daily. You just have to treat it right. Okay. Once again, they asked about the tune. I'm not talking about the tune again. I talked about it a lot. It's a Wedge performance tune, Stage 2 Plus through MHD. So pretty much Wedge just customized MHD Stage 2 tune to their own and to whatever modifications you have to the car. You email Wedge, you send them a deposit or the money for the tune, you tell them what mods you have, and then after you tell them what modifications you have and turbos and all that, they'll send you a tune based on what you have, download it through email onto MHD, and then you run the tune for a little bit. If you want to log the information, you could send it back to Wedge and they'll retune the car based on what logs you sent them. But guys, that's all of my questions, that's all of my reviews. Do I recommend these turbos? I'm gonna say yes, because they're a little cheaper than like the known brands, Vargas, Pure and all that, and they're a little bit more expensive and a little more like safe than running like one of the Chinese eBay brands. And they are the Dynamic Autowerx Stage 2 Plus turbos. And so far I've loved them on my car, guys. But I hope I didn't bore you guys to death with all that talking. I drank plenty of water, it's hot, talking too much. But guys, that's it for this video. Here it is, finally the turbo review video. I've been getting DMs every day on Instagram, comments on YouTube. Do the review. So here's the review. I'm gonna have Chris go home. I'm gonna bring this camera home, have Chris edit the video, and have it get out as soon as possible, guys. If you have any other questions I didn't cover in the video, please leave them in the comments below or DM me again on Instagram. I'll get right back to you as soon as I could with it. But besides that, guys, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like this video, if you learned something, I answered one of your questions, drop a thumbs up. If you have any other questions I didn't cover in the video, leave them down below in the comments or DM me on Instagram. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, usually within a day or two. But that's it, guys. Here she is, upgraded turbos and all. She's still running, good turbos. And one more thing, if you guys haven't dropped a sub already, please do. We're making videos, good content all the time. But besides that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.